started my presentation. I need to go into this, and you can see that I'm broadcasting live, Hangouts on air. Claim that you can add up to 8 hours of broadcast on this. Cool. What I'm going to do is share my screen and then go find a presentation that I can use to demonstrate what we want to do with this Kuchka assignment. So as soon as I share this, I've got to pick what screen I use. I'll stick with this main screen. This is my secondary screen, right, that you can't see. So I'm going to share this first screen. Right away, I've got to minimize this because it gives me this crazy little recursion thing. That's the camera looking at the camera, looking at the camera. And now you see on my desktop, I'm going to go to another Google window and open up a presentation, one of the presentations that I have ongoing here that I kind of use as a demonstration presentation, but also there's some useful information in this particular presentation. So I'm going to go into the present option and go to the start, of course, and start narrating my presentation. So I'm going to narrate this and go into, when it's finished, I'm going to go into YouTube and trim off all the talk that I'm doing on the introductory side and the talk that I'm doing on the that I'll do at the end of this to try and give you an idea of how you could use this for your Kuchka assignment, for example. So first slide is design principles for PowerPoint presentations. If you got to use a PowerPoint, I'm not a big fan of PowerPoint necessarily, although that's pretty standard operating procedure. So if you got to use a PowerPoint though, try and make sure that you use, try and make sure that you use simple words, unless you're using specific technical terms for which there's no simpler word. Use simple words if you can. Figures better than tables. And something in the background when you design this thing, make sure that it doesn't distract from your message. You're trying to deliver information. So I don't know if that's 20 seconds, but this is organization. And then when you do your Kuchka, of course, you're going to have to figure out, if you want to try and get it down to the 20-second timing, 20 seconds of narration per slide, you're going to have to figure out how many words you can say in 20 seconds, and depends on your pace of speaking. If you speak slowly, and you probably should speak slowly for clarity and for your audience's sake, of course. But if you got a presentation longer than 20 slides, you should have a summary slide every 10 or 7 to 10 slides. So hopefully you would never create a presentation that's hundreds of slides long, although I've sat through hours-long presentations like that. So visibility, got to be able to see it. Some things to consider if you're doing this as something that you're working with on a projector. For this purpose, of course, you're going to be putting it into a video and embedding it on your blog. So maybe not quite so critical, but if you're in a large room, especially if light's an issue, you have to consider the visibility of your presentation. Readability, of course. Some of the fonts that you can use are much simpler, much better to read. Sans serif, that means without the little notches and corners on them. They are easier to read. Minimum font size is important. Number of lines per slide and words per line are critical. And avoid capitalizing. Use italics rather than underlining. Effects. I mean, presentations have all these fabulous effects. I haven't really used any at all in this thing, but you should try to keep them to a minimum. Transition text from left to right. Graphics go ahead of text, just to some basic design principles that make them more viewable. Don't read it. Highlight your information by fading. So that means, you can, I haven't done it on this one, but you can make one line fade into the next. So this one, the first line would be darker and then fade out when the next line gets darker. So always look at your audience rather than your presentation. And then consider some other web-based tools for online presentations. Prezi is one that's good. I told you that I like using MindMeister to do presentations, even things like Second Life, where you can go into an online virtual environment and have your avatar do a presentation. That's kind of an inventive way to do things. So good, clean fun. Anyway, that's the end of this, and then I'm going to go, once I'm done this, I'm going to upload it to, well, you'll see that it's going to upload automatically to YouTube, and then I'll be able to go in and treat it to some of the sort of simplified editing effects that are available to me on YouTube.